The movie begins in Los Angeles, USA, where chaos is spreading everywhere. The gap between rich and poor has widened so much that crime has spiraled out of control. Police cars are racing around everywhere, and the sound of gunfire echoes from every corner. The police are exhausted because crime shows no signs of coming under control. Then the government comes up with a solution that sounds futuristic, but in reality, it's a death trap. And that is an AI judge named Mercy. Mercy is not a human, but a computer program that knows only its job, and that job is to deliver a verdict within 90 minutes. If you're caught for a crime and can't prove your innocence within 90 minutes, Mercy will directly sentence you to death. The government believes this will reduce crime by 68% and save billions in taxes. This machine has already put 18 people to eternal sleep. Then we see our hero, whose name is Chris Raven. He's not just any ordinary man, but a top-class detective who has presented many criminals before Mercy. But today, he himself is strapped to that same black chair where he used to send others. Then Mercy's voice echoes in Chris's ears. He shakes his head, trying to regain consciousness because his head feels heavy and his vision is blurry. Then Mercy says, "Detective Chris, you've been unconscious for the past 5 hours. Hopefully, the alcohol has worn off from your body, and now we can talk properly." Then Chris shouts in anger and confusion,
"You are making a very big mistake."
"I'm a police officer. And why have you put me in this chair? Get me down from here immediately." Then a file opens on the screen, and seeing it, Chris's heartbeat stops because there was a photo of his wife, whose name is Nicole Raven. Then Mercy speaks in a very cold tone and tells him that Nicole is no longer in this world, and all the evidence is screaming that you are her killer. Hearing this, Chris's heart sinks. He couldn't believe that the one he loved so much, the accusation of her murder, has fallen on him. Then he screams and shouts, "No, this is a lie! I didn't kill Nicole! Your system has malfunctioned. You're scanning incorrectly, damn it." But Mercy has no emotions, only data. She says, "My system is never wrong. You now have only 90 minutes left. Either prove your innocence or prepare for death." Now on the big monitor in front of Chris, news channels flood in. Every news channel is saying the same thing, that Detective Chris has murdered his wife. But Chris couldn't believe his eyes. Actually, Chris, along with his partner Jack Darrow, had implemented this Mercy program throughout the city 2 years ago. He had worked day and night on this and had handed over the most dangerous killer, David, to this machine. But today, that same machine is standing to measure Chris's neck. Then Mercy explains, "Detective, according to my calculations, the chances of you being the killer are 97.5%. You have only 90 minutes. If you can't bring this percentage down to 92%, your death is certain." Then Chris looks at the monitor, red with anger, and says, "I'm innocent. Your machine is calculating incorrectly. I never even touched Nicole in anger." Then Mercy immediately displays data on the screen and says, "I can hack into all the world's mobile networks and private CCTVs. I have everything you want to hide." Then she plays a video on the screen in which one day Chris arrives home in anger. Then he has a terrible fight with Nicole. He stays inside the house for 26 minutes and then quickly leaves. Then, shortly after he leaves, his daughter arrives home and starts screaming upon seeing her mother's dead body. Now the surprising thing was that during the entire time, no one except Chris had entered the house. Then leaving from there, Chris goes to a bar and starts drinking. He drinks so much that he loses consciousness and starts vandalizing the place. But Chris didn't remember any of this. He just keeps repeating one thing, that he loves his wife very much. He could never kill her. Then Mercy opens a file of his past relationships and says, "You've been together for the past 20 years. You got married 3 years ago, and now you have a lovely daughter. Everything was fine until here, but when your partner Ray died, you changed after that. Your anger and your daily fights with Nicole meant she was going to divorce you, and here's your phone record." Seeing all this, Chris becomes even angrier and shouts, "Yes, we had fights because Ray's death broke me, but that doesn't mean I would kill my own wife. You're a machine. You have no emotions at all, and that's why you can't understand my heart's condition." Now 30 minutes had passed in all this talk. Chris now had only 1 hour left. Then Mercy says in a stuck tone, "Stop the nonsense. Percentages won't drop with emotions. They'll drop with evidence. Think about your daughter. If you don't prove yourself innocent, that girl will lose her father along with her mother. So use your brain quickly, otherwise you're next." Hearing all this, tears come to Chris's eyes because he didn't want to die. He just wanted to know the truth about who killed his wife. Then Chris closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. He knows that if he has to prove himself innocent, he has to get out of here. Then he immediately calls his partner Jack. At this moment, he was standing right at Nicole's murder scene. Then Chris tells him,
"Jack, show me
Mr.
what..."
Raven, what are you doing? You must present evidence or...
I'm looking for evidence, and I'll present it as soon as I find it. I need the crime scene files.
"Jack, listen to me carefully. Turn on your phone's camera and show me every corner of my room. I need to see everything there. Then Jack rotates his phone, and Mercy immediately converts that data into a 3D hologram. Now the entire crime scene appears in HD in front of Chris. Now he zooms in and examines every single thing, like the broken glass, marks on the floor, and cloth fibers found near Nicole's body. But all of this was pointing toward Chris. Then Jack says hesitantly, "Chris, to be honest, looking at the evidence, it seems like you did all this in anger because all the evidence is against you, friend." But Chris shouts, "No, Jack, something is missing." Then AD tells Mercy to pull up Nicole's call history and see if there's any number that has never been seen before. Then Mercy immediately floods the screen with numbers. Most of these numbers belong to familiar people, but one of these numbers was from the red zone of Los Angeles. Then Chris says, "Please trace it right now." Then as soon as Mercy calls that number, the person on the other end immediately cuts the call. Then Mercy informs that the subject has disconnected the call, and this is suspicious activity. Now with this one piece of evidence, Chris's death threat drops from 97.5% to 96.7%. Now Chris gets a little hope, but death is still hovering over his head. Then Jack immediately starts his futuristic bike and chases that mysterious caller. Then after some time, he catches a man whose name is Patrick. Patrick is a chef by profession and skilled with knives. Chris thinks maybe he's found the real killer because Nicole was also murdered with a knife. But when Jack interrogates him, Patrick starts trembling with fear. Then he says, crying, "I ran because I'm afraid of Mercy. I found out Nicole was killed, so I panicked, thinking the blame for her death might fall on me because I was her lover." Hearing this, Chris's heart breaks because his friend turned out to be his wife's lover. Then Patrick explains that since your partner Ray was killed, you changed a lot, and Nicole became lonely. She often talked to me about her pain and her daughter, and when she was murdered, I was at a restaurant. You can check the CCTV there if you want. Then Mercy immediately checks, and what Patrick said turns out to be true, because he was there at the time of the murder. Then a red light flashes on the screen, and Mercy's voice comes. "New data has been analyzed. Patrick is innocent. Detective Chris, the possibility of you being the killer has now increased to 98%. Hearing this, Chris breaks down and starts telling the truth. "Yes, I'm an alcoholic. Ray's death drove me crazy, and I caused Nicole and my daughter a lot of pain. I quit drinking a year ago, but I couldn't forget my friend Ray because on the day Ray died, I was right there." Now his old memories start playing like a film in his eyes. Then he angrily tells Mercy, "Do you know when I caught that criminal that day? I handed him over to the law, but he was released in just 4 years, and this always bothered me. I wish I had finished him off that day. Just to forget that grief, I started drinking again." Then one day when he returned home from the office, just because the bottle of alcohol in his car was missing, Chris was completely sure that Nicole must have thrown away that bottle. Then he shouts in anger, "Yes, I went home angry because my mind was messed up because Nicole had thrown away my alcohol bottle. After that, we had a nasty fight. So nasty that I don't even remember what I did there. Maybe she told me about her affair and I killed her in anger, but I don't remember all this." Now Chris gives up and accepts that maybe he is the killer, but Mercy, who is a machine that works with a cold mind, suddenly says something that Chris hadn't even thought of. Mercy says, "Detective, don't give up so quickly. You still have time. Right now your memory is foggy, but that doesn't mean you committed the murder. You still have 40 minutes left. Use them." Hearing all this, Chris is surprised that a machine is encouraging him. Then he runs his mind and he remembers something Patrick said, that Nicole was very worried about her office work. Actually, she used to control transportation in a chemical company whose boss had asked her to spy on her own friend because chemicals were being stolen from the company every month. Then Chris immediately gives Mercy a command to show the list of all of Nicole's colleagues. Which of them had been in contact with Nicole in the past few days? Show it quickly. Then Mercy quickly presents a list of 25 people on the screen. Then Chris asks, "Did any of their cars appear in my street CCTV camera this morning?" Then Mercy checks and says, "No, none of them." Now Chris's mind spins even more. Then he remembers another foggy memory that 2 days ago, there was a BBQ party at their house where many people from Nicole's office came. Then Chris says, "Mercy, is it possible that someone hid in the house on the day of that party who has been hiding there for 2 days and was waiting for me to leave the house?" Now this theory sounded right, but he was worried whether Mercy would accept it. Then a red light blinks on Mercy's screen and she says, "Detective, your theory is interesting, but so far there's been no effect on the percentage and time is running out." Then Mercy says, "Detective, these are all your old memories and just your guesses. I don't have any solid proof that someone was hiding in your house." Then Chris shouts in anger, "Mercy, use your brain because I'm not the killer. Nicole was very worried about those chemicals being stolen from her company. Quickly pull up the data on those chemicals. Then Chris and Mercy together scan the company's black data, and it's revealed that the chemical being stolen is called Julia, a dangerous substance used to make narcotic drugs, and the person responsible is a manager named Ho, who is completely drowned in debt. Then upon checking, Ho's connection emerges with a person named Ro, who was constantly transferring money to him. Then Chris says, "Found it! Ho must have eliminated Nicole because Nicole was going to expose him." Hearing this, the death meter drops from 98% to 94.7%. But Mercy says, "You're still above 92%. So we need to talk to Ho." Then Chris immediately calls Ro's place, but Ho picks up the phone. Then Chris, using his power, says, "Ho, if you value your life, spill the whole truth. Otherwise, Mercy will sentence you to death within the next 5 minutes." Then Ho starts crying in fear and says, "Sir, I didn't kill Nicole. The truth is that Ro was stealing chemicals. Nicole and I caught him, but Ro threatened me and also gave me money. He's a crazy person." Now the truth was in front of them that Nicole must have been killed by Ro and Chris is innocent. Then his death meter drops straight to 0%. Mercy says, "Case closed. Detective Chris, you are free." But when the police raid Ro's house, they don't find any drugs there, but they find bomb-making materials. Ro had also stolen a truck, and at this moment, he was preparing for a big explosion in some area of the city. Then Mercy immediately activates the city's CCTVs and drones and sees that a truck is speeding very fast on the highway. Then Chris zooms in on the screen and his senses fly away. He sees his little daughter in the truck's cabin, whom Ro has kidnapped. Then Chris uses his mind and starts thinking about why Ro is doing all this. What's his motive? Then he remembers that Ro also had a younger brother whose name was David. He was also a criminal whom Chris had handed over to Mercy, and Mercy had sentenced him to death. And at this moment, Ro is taking revenge for his brother's death, and he wants to give Chris the same pain he himself endured. Then Chris asks, "Mercy, where's that truck going?" Then Mercy scans and says, "Detective, Ro's target is the same place where you're sitting right now. He's heading straight toward this courtroom so he can blow you, me, and himself up together." Then red lights start flashing inside the room. Then Mercy's voice echoes, "Detective Chris, you have only 10 minutes left. If you don't get out of here, you'll lose your life." But Chris didn't care about his own life. He shouts at Mercy, "Don't worry about my life. Just nothing should happen to my daughter." Then Mercy uses all her resources to stop that truck. Then the SWAT team surrounds the truck. But Ro was a crazy kind of person. He was driving the vehicle like a professional driver. Then the SWAT commander says on the radio, "Detective, we're blowing up the truck because we have no other option. Otherwise, this madman will take many lives." But Chris pleads, "No, my daughter is inside. Please stop." But the police don't listen to him and say, "Mission first, life later." But Mercy, who is a machine, understands Chris's pain and breaks her protocol for the first time. Then she blocks their routes by hacking the police's digital system. Then that truck comes and stops right under Mercy headquarters. Then Ro gets out of the truck. Now he had a knife to Chris's daughter's neck with one hand and was holding the bomb's remote in the other hand. Then he shouts at the top of his lungs, "Chris, come down. Today there will be a decision about whether your law is greater or my brother." Then Chris gets free from his chair at the last second and runs down. Then he stands in front of Ro and says, "Please stop. My daughter is just like your daughter. Please let her go." Then Mercy says on the speaker, "Ro, your brother David was sentenced based on evidence." But Ro shouts, crying in anger, "This is all a lie. David was innocent. That night he was talking to a girl on the phone. Why didn't you check his location, and did you find out where his phone went?" Now Chris's mind spins and he immediately commands, Mercy, quickly open David's case file and show what was the last location of his phone." Then an old video starts playing on the screen, and seeing it, Chris's senses fly away. He sees that his closest friend Jack throws David's phone into the river that night, and Jack was also standing right there at that time. Then Jack looks at Chris and says in a trembling voice, "Chris, my friend, please forgive me. If I hadn't made David a scapegoat, this Mercy project would have never passed. The city needed this machine, and for that, I had to take an innocent life." But then Chris gets angry and he shouts, "You didn't just kill an innocent person, you killed the soul of justice." On the other side, AI Mercy did what no machine could do. She placed human emotions above logic. Mercy's robotic voice echoes throughout the headquarters. "I have broken all the rules I was made with. I saw a father's pain and went against the system to save a child's life. Now as a machine, I didn't do a perfect job. Therefore, I have no right to exist." Now before anyone could understand anything, Mercy starts deleting her own data. Then as soon as all the data is deleted, that futuristic machine goes silent forever. Then Chris immediately rushes forward, hugs his daughter to his chest, and while stroking her hair says, "Everything is fine, my child. There's no need to be afraid now. We're going home." Then the police handcuff both Jack and Roe and take them away. One committed a crime today, and the other did many days ago. But today, both of their crimes will be accounted for, and with this, the movie ends.